Mari, Mari, Mari. Come here. Don't be afraid. Jangan takut, jangan takut. Mari, mari.
Awa.
Awa.
Awa. Awa. Awa.
Stefanus.
Oh.
Andy.
Andy.
Piato.
Awa.
Ba yi me bu he khao yi. Me we ta me we he khao yi ja yi. Ja yi. Ni
None of my fears came true. They built their houses and have lived with us ever since. They wanted to know everything about our language and culture that they could. I was actually a big help in giving them language. I used to have so much fun telling them words that weren't really what they thought they were. They can be so gullible and just believe everything that you say to them.
Okay.
Con báo.
Mapi.
Mapi.
Mapi dei we.
Map.
Mapi.
Mapi.
Map.
Nghe mapi.
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 Dai we he.
Eh, mapi dei we. Ah, mapi na dei we ko bila.
So why is that so funny?
Mapi dei we.
Well, the missionaries continued to study our language and learn our culture. All the while, the evil spirits continued to eat the Moy people. One by one, the numbers of the deceased grew. One of the people who died was my older brother. I saw his wife's lips moving one time, so I know she was the one who was working sorcery on him. A spirit did what she asked and killed my brother. At the time, I didn't do anything about it. Boy, did I live to regret that. When my brother died, I inherited her from my third wife, and she did the same thing to my family. First, I got sick. The missionary saved my life by giving me a shot. After that, my second wife and son also got sick. This, too, was the result of sorcery by my third wife. She was really causing us major problems. Between sorcery and evil spirits bothering us, we really wanted to leave, but the missionaries begged us to stay and hear the Creator's talk first. A talk that brings life, not death, freedom, not fear. They said the Creator's talk had the answers for us if we would just stick it out. Now, wouldn't that be neat? To not be afraid of the spirits anymore? I just couldn't even imagine. Let me tell you, when they told us the Creator's talk, I began to realize that what my ancestors had taught us and what the Moy people have believed for centuries is filled with lies.
Amerika mena kapuga yokman enu samela kapuga yokman biro mi simena kapuga yokman moyi mena kapuga yokman mena meye kunyo otomadoro nige
Otman doro takuman. Kame dubogina, kame mihina, kame brabaimina.
Ese dubogina ni me penameni.
You spread out the skies over empty space. Said, let there be light. Into a dark and formless world, your light was born. You spread out your arms over empty hearts. Said, let there be light.
I guess you may already know the true creation story, but this was the first time for us Moi to hear it. Just imagine, a great big God making the heavens and earth and everything in it. He is bigger than it all, even bigger than Satan and the evil spirits that the Moi are so afraid of. I'm glad that God created the lake of fire to punish them for their rebellion against him. They deserve it. The problem is that as the teaching went on, I began to realize that I deserved to be punished too. When the missionaries would ask me what I was thinking, all I could say was, I'm scared. I'm a descendant of Adam and Eve. I'm a bad sinner, and I'm on Satan's side. And I know that when I die, I will pay for my sins in the lake of fire. Do you remember the story of Noah and how God saved him in the ark? Do you remember the story of Abraham and Isaac and how God saved Isaac by providing a perfect lamb for him? Do you remember how the Lord passed over the Israelite houses that had lamb's blood smeared on the doorposts? Well, as I sat listening to those stories, I began to realize that if God doesn't come through with his promise to rescue me by providing a redeemer to pay for my sins, I will for sure have to pay for them myself. My nephew Kathaya said it well one day after the teaching. He said, "My heart hurts. I can't work. I just want to lie down and think about this." I think we were all feeling the same way. Well, one day during the teaching, we noticed that my 1-year-old son was starting to get sick. I immediately knew that my third wife was up to her tricks again, sorcery. I tried to shoo the spirits away, but nothing seemed to help. He got sicker and sicker. His diarrhea had blood in it, and I knew that the spirits were eating him up. Not even the missionaries' medicine seemed to help. Just after midnight, when Baigoa was holding our son to nurse him, his head rolled back and he died. As we wailed, I began to feel the rage building inside of me. This time, my brother's widow had gone too far. I grabbed her, dragged her out into the yard, and I did to her what should have been done long ago. I killed her. The next day, I threw her body in the river.